Joining me now is One Nation MP Barnaby Joyce. Barnaby, it's great to get you on the show. Thank you for joining me. I do want to ask you about the coalition chaos in a moment, but I've got to ask you about that polling that's just dropped in the Financial Review. A poll done by Redbridge and Accent has revealed that Pauline Hanson, your leader, is now the most popular political leader in the country. What's your response to that?
That's because she's the most authentic. And that's because people understand that she's lived life where she's been in small business. That's because they understand we're dealing with a person who's so tough. I mean, this lady's been in jail and she came out and basically broke bread with the people who tried to put her in jail or did put her in jail. People understand that what Pauline has said in the past and she was ridiculed for has now come out to be the truth. And people want Australia to be strong. They want it to be unified. They want strength, clarity, unity. And they see Pauline and One Nation delivering that. And, you know, of course, and it goes without saying that the coalition, it's so sad, but it's just disintegrated into rubble. What we've seen, like what's going to happen, like, Danica, what's going to happen when they actually have to go to question time? Where do they all sit? When they go down there, do they realise that if you're not a minister, you can't be in a shadow minister's office if you're not a shadow minister? You've got to go out. The staff are sacked. I mean, if Colin Boyce leaves, the crossbench will be bigger than the National Party. And they've just signed off in a week where we're going to have interest rates put up. I imagine the Reserve Bank will bump them up. Cost of living will be a disaster for people. Energy prices going up by 25% by the 1st of July. That's from them. That's from the government. And you know, people, they're hurting, Danica. And I saw it the other day at a coffee shop, $4,000 a quarter for his power bill. As he said to me, how many coffees do you think I have to sell to get $4,000 just to pay the power? Butcher shop down the road, also considering closing down. This is happening in Australia right now. All our major industries going. And we've got the Chinese stooging around the joint, sizing us up. And people are really angry. They just don't feel that we're focused on the main game. But One Nation is focused on the main game. And we're incredibly humbled. We've got a massive task in front of us. And we know that vote is an indicator, not a vote. But we'll continue to do the best job we can to get the trust of the Australian people, and we back it up on people who've been in business like myself and Pauline.
Well, I do want to get back to the coalition and split in a minute, but I just want to bring up that polling again, because if you have a look at it, Barnaby, Pauline and yourself are way more favourable to voters than any of the Liberals. You're currently sitting, as we can see on the screen there, you're sitting at 23%, Pauline Hanson at 38%, Anthony Albanese at 34%, Susan Lee, a mere 10%. Also, your former leader, David Littleproud, he's on 13%. What does that tell you?
Well, as I say, re ipsa loquitur, speaks for itself. I think there's been an epiphany in Australia, and people feel now they have a licence to basically say in the more comfortable circumstances of dinner with their friends that, I vote for One Nation. I'm a One Nation voter. And the more people are saying that to one another, they're saying, actually, I am now as well. And I see that whether it's the pensioners I saw on the road today over near Dorrigo, whether it's hippies playing at a band at an RSL club who's turned up for lunch, basically saying, we're voting One Nation, and business people, senior business people in Sydney, right at the very top, saying, no, this is chaotic and we're not. We're going to One Nation, and I think One Nation has now given people licence to do precisely that, and that's what happens. It's a political marketplace, and us on this side of the political fence believe in the market, and the market has now decided that there's a different product on the shelf, and they're buying it. It's called One Nation.
Yeah, I mean, you must be pretty happy with the move you've made. The coalition's in a mess, as you said. Where are they going to sit? Where are they going to sit? But I have to ask you, you were leader of the Nationals once. Yeah. You managed to keep the coalition together in the past when you've had your vast differences. Is David Littleproud unable to do that in your view? What is the problem?
This is the second time they've had it. So they had a marriage after the election. Then they had a divorce and went for 8 days. Then they got back and got married again. Now they're getting divorced, or they're divorced. But it's all right because they want to get married again before the election. Now, if you went to a dinner party, Danica, and that was what was sitting across the table from you, would you think you had a pretty solid relationship that you were observing, or would you say, I'm just going to work out how quickly I can have sweets and get the hell out of here?
Yeah, you'd be going with the latter. You'd be saying, "Get me the heck out of here." But this is the problem, and that's why I'm wondering where does it start?
David should have kept it together. I mean, look, even people. I'll be honest. Even people who mightn't be actually my political foes within the National Party and other people who I get along with. If you'd been around for long enough, we all had one thing in common: you do not break up the coalition. That is seismic. I mean, you're going to run. You're not going to now with us with One Nation, and I'm looking forward to it. You haven't got three-cornered contests. You got four-cornered contests, and we're leading. And we'll be right in there. You decided to do that. That's your problem. What are you going to say? Or when we get this marriage back together again, it's all going to be fine. This time it's different. No. And now he hasn't actually thought. The only person who's getting more salary, by the way, at the moment would be Mr. Littleproud. He'd get his 45% increment as a minor party leader. All the rest, I hope they got their mortgages worked out, because they're going to take a big haircut. And their staff, these people I really feel for, their staff are sacked. They're gone. And by the way, I hope you've got your packing boxes out, because you're out of your offices and out to the boondocks with the rest of us.